What's up, guys? It's your boy Not Nuff, and this is the latest offering from the Nerf Hyper line. It's a pistol, comes across kind of like a fire strike with a rear prime, but this one shoots the hyper rounds, and it has a built-in hopper apparently that holds up to 20 rounds. Let's get into the unboxing. So you have your blaster, you have your safety glasses, which this is actually kind of cool because these are official Hasbro. So it says Hasbro from China. You get your little warranty sheet, you get your actual operating instructions, and you get your hyper ammo. I won't be opening this bag in case I want to resell this blaster, depending on how this review turns out at the end. You get your blaster built-in hopper. I kind of like the grip, I'm not gonna lie. It feels pretty good in the hand, feels pretty ergonomic. Kind of like some tacticalness going down here. Now, I don't know what this angled rail is for. I don't know what you would mount up here. I think the only feasible thing that would be okay to mount here is one of those ammo carriers that Hyper sells. Safety, just like any hyper, downwards means there's a mechanical obstruction that prevents the trigger from going back. And when you remove that obstruction, the trigger travels freely. Over here you have your hopper, which pops up easily with use of 2 fingers. Same kind of plastic retention spring that they use in most of their models. I've seen it on the Mach 100. I think the Siege 50 has it. Very, very tiny access door here to access any jams. And then a very interesting loading mechanism here. Now the prime handle is actually really cool. I like it. Instead of just being a 1-finger variety, you can wrap 2 fingers if you want. It's got a pretty stout prime, and I'm assuming that's because this thing probably shoots pretty hard. It is hyper, it has a reputation to uphold. But anyway, that covers what you get in the box and the appearance of the blaster and how it feels in the hand. Now let's take it to the mini range and see how this baby shoots. All right, guys, I know this thing says hopper fits 20, but I did notice you need to massage the balls so they are more loose in this lower portion of, you kind of like have to lean the blaster back so that when you do close this door, they kind of are free moving. They're not pressed down. I could see that becoming some kind of a jam issue in the future, but we won't know until we fire it. We're going to use targets that actually have a little bit of give. These balls are extremely bouncy and extremely annoying to collect. They go everywhere. We're just going to be shooting at the center target. By the way, did you guys like the repair I made on my target? I put some X-Shot cans on it instead. It's the same collapsing automatic resetting target, but it has the X-Shot cans now. Let's get to some shooting. Something that I missed in the overview is you do have to return the plunger to the front, much like a lot of top prime blasters. Don't let the style fool you. This is not just a pull back, pull trigger, and the plunger releases kind of blaster. You have to return the plunger for it to fire. Let's get to it. Okay. 2 dry fires. I'm wondering if it's a feed issue. I see the Siege 50 all over again in pistol form. Let's see if there's a feeding problem here. Okay, so we're looking at a lot of maintenance when it comes to having to shoot it. You do have to baby the feeding. You have to make sure that the balls are going into the loading chamber. It's gravity fed, but it's also kind of babysit fed as well, apparently, according to what we're seeing. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not very sustainable. You serious right now? Are we like gonna do anything today, or? At this point, I'm just shooting to see how long I could shoot before the thing actually jams. Okay. That was okay. I think the less balls you have in here, the better off you'll be, but that defeats the purpose of having a 20-shot hopper. Here we go again, guys. The feeding issue. It's almost like I feel like you have to prime it while shaking the blaster and holding it down at the same time, just so it can make sure that you have a round in the chamber. Very accurate too. You know, they give you very vague sights. Pretty much a two-pronged sight here with nothing in the back to follow it up with, so it's a clear indication the blaster is just shooting for a general area. When it does shoot, wow, it almost wanted to become full stop there. I don't know what happened there. Oh man, I wanted to like this one so bad too. I don't think I'm gonna shoot the rest of the rounds and torture you guys with what we have already seen that it does. Let's get back to the review table real quick. You know, sometimes I wonder if the designers at Hasbro just all sit down at a table and they're late to catch a lunch break or something that's more important than making blasters, and they say, well, that looks cool, let's just go with that one. If you had a rig that was designed to carry the Rush 40 as a holster, you can't even carry this one. This one is actually more unholsterable than the 40 that carries 40 rounds. Let's just start with that, just as an icebreaker to this lasting impression segment. The Fuel 20 is supposed to be the smaller iteration of the Rush 40, yet it's less holsterable. It carries half the ammo of the Rush 40, and it jams 85% of the time. You guys saw it at the mini range. Every other shot or more was a jam, and I had to shake it downwards. I had to motivate the balls into the chamber. The blaster's poorly engineered mechanism couldn't do it on its own. Now, I did notice that it has 2 jam doors. Why did they include that if I can't even barely get my finger in to clear out a jam? If I did have a jam that's even clearable through this window, I don't know. I really wanted to like this blaster. As opposed to most people, just like Ultra, I am a Hyper guy. I love the Hyper ecosystem, and I really wanted to like this because I thought Hyper was dead, and I was really happy when I saw that Hasbro brought out a new blaster in the Hyperline series. But it seems that this is probably just a back burner project that they probably had laying around since 2018, and then someone on the production team finally said, yeah, just release it. We don't have any blasters coming out this month that are significant for anything else. Just let that one Hyper go, finish the project, and just ship it. They didn't put any effort into it. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm actually really disappointed because I wanted to like this as much as I like my Rush 40 and my Hyper Mach 100. Now, Hyper does have 4 offerings now. They have 3 springers. They have the Siege 50, which is a shotgun kind of springer. Now that's a blaster that I don't own because I couldn't stand what this one does. That one also does. Having to massage the balls constantly into the feeding chamber, gravity feed problems, it was just a nightmare. I returned it, ultimately stuck with the Rush 40 and my beloved Mach 100, which only needs a little bit of a voltage upgrade and it becomes a powerhouse. Now, you guys know me, I'm the battery guy when it comes to Nerf, but I really like this blaster. It has a lot of potential. If they would have done this stuff right from the factory, Hyper would have looked completely different, but more on that on my Hyper Mach 100 video, which you guys can see a link in the description on. Other than that, guys, I say this is a hard pass. I wish I had better news for you, but this is what we're looking at with this. It's $20, and even at that, it's too much. Maybe a thrift, and then you can mod it to make it better, but other than that, I'm gonna say pass on this one. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate all the likes, the subscribes, telling your friends and family about the channel. This is an amazing sport that brings people together, communities, families, and friends. And I definitely love bringing you this content. So once again, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next review video.